Greetings everyone, this is Lodrik and this is the game War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. My play by email match against Jochen. Jochen is allied player. For me it is Empire of Japan. Scenario 1, 1 day turn. And today we will check the 15th February 1942. At the 14th February we had the big event that very likely the Enterprise sunk with all the carrier airplanes on board. Jochen lost nearly 90 airplanes. And it was a big event from last turn, but my submarines was not able to really finish something off. Today I find a corvette and maybe can kill it. Yeah, sounds so. The wrong ship. But at least one ship down. And for Jochen's attempt with Mark 14, it's not working. I also capture without a fight the base north of Batavia, so I secure the oil fields there without any damage. Jochen's British submarines attacking my destroyers while returning to Singapore. But at the end, nothing really happens. I still lacking the better sub-hunter equipment, so April, I would say, nearly every ship in the Japanese Navy can at least attack deep water submarines. The damage is still too small to really destroy a submarine, but it's at least possible to damage. And with a little luck, maybe to force a submarine to return to port. So, cleaning up Batavia port. Looks like this is the end of the minefield. Here I can intercept a small cargo ship close between Sydney and Brisbane. Nothing really special. More noise and impact in this next small cargo ship. So my submarine commander don't really waste any torpedoes for this. And this fleet submarines, they have a 14 centimeter gun, so this can make damage. It's the same damage output in the light cruiser gun. So both light cargo ships go down and the corvette go down. On paper there are 3 ships, but with really not much impact. The corvette is of course maybe nice to get rid of it for the future. They only get things stronger. And light cargo ships, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but weather grounded most of my air force here in the morning. Still no sight of any Chinese American air force in mainland China. More or less Jochen only uses B-17s to sometimes strike back, but he not really try to defend any location I attacking. So far. Maybe this changed one day, but not today. So I'm still able to bombard where I want, how strong I want, how often I want. If the weather is not grounding my efforts. Again, attack against the airfield and some side damage or smaller impact against the ground forces here. Similar. These hexes are all rough terrain or forest, so even if I take the ground forces, I can slow them down, but I will never really create much damage impact on them, so I rather attacking the bases and maybe try to burn Chinese supplies. This is some ground strike. This is open terrain, so here I would say why not. Especially Chinese units with no flag. So I can really create here some damage and destroy squads on the ground. The American coming back, attacking. My flag is too weak to really hurt them. And I have here. This was the first really good attack from Jochen. He's still in long range. So he have only half of the bomb load. Only the liberators, they have a full capacity. But they must attack from 10,000 feet, so less chance to really hit something. Again, Jochen with his B-17s, the only really air force he used. And he attacking here my ground forces. Luckily, I have a lot of flag power. And even if they come in 10,000 feet, my long range flag can still attack them. But yeah, damage. I damage the B-17s, but it's hard to kill them. More important is that Jochen is not able to really create much damage on my forces. I must accept that Jochen can attack Lugenville now, so I have no chance to build up the airfield. So long I don't build up the airfield, I cannot bring in fighters. So I must bring a carrier with fighter support inside the hex to stop this non-stop damage of my base. So, afternoon airstrikes. So I still find here everywhere this small cargo ships. And with a little luck I can throw some 250 kilogram bombs on them. That is maybe enough already to send them back with damage. Still bad weather. Looks like no airstrike on Changsha today. some support bombardment to slow down the Dutch forces out of Sorbaya. Simply nothing better to do for the Nell bombers and Betty bombers. Yeah. Oops. One of my cruisers have a little flotation problem. British submarines still trying to intercept my cargo lines. I bring some base forces and I think there are repair equipment to Sebang to build up this base so that I can bring later out submarines and navy bomber, something like this. Minimum damage on this British submarine. Far not enough. Okay, one of these small picket ships. Yeah, 2 torpedoes is a little overkill, of course. So 3 cargo ships and 1 corvette is killed today. And for Jochen, a failed attack again. I start to pick up all these smaller Dutch bases in the Dutch East Indies. It's really not important, but sooner or later I must do it. Good, these are the Dutch forces escaping out of Batavia. I try to catch up. I cannot kill them completely, but I can break them. 2 are retreating and 1 is still on the map. You can see there's 1 Dutch force is still in the text. But I was able to more or less cripple them completely, so they are now empty shells. The main forces are still coming, so in 1 or 2 turns I can link up here and then I can maybe start the attack on the last battle of Java. So this is now the slow bombardment in Changsha. Need again 2-3 minutes. Good. Today was one of the better bombardments, no damage for me, and 11 destroyed squads and additional engineers killed. Engineers and guns are always hard for the Chinese to replace. Squads and non-combat as a support is much easier and more or less limitless for the Chinese. My Thai force is trying to get rid of this Indian gate. It's slow, let's say this. The Thai forces really are only police units, and with police units they're trying to fight is a very slow battle in progress. But Thai forces I have left over, so I use them. Simply do this. So long I don't have the invasion of Burma, I don't need the Thai forces to really make any garrison duty. So they can try to finish and clean up this British leftover forces. Good. We arrive at 16th February. Nothing really big happened in the air. Small losses on both sides. Most important is that Jochen lost the Catalina again and 2 4-engine bombers. B-17s and the Liberator. And I think there's really not much production capacity for Jochen so early in the war. I think all of this in 43 the Americans they starting to produce. In 42 it's still an even battle between production capacity of Japan and America. On paper I kill now here 4 ships, but the 3 small cargo ships are not really important. The corvette is not wrong. This is the basic corvette. Later they're getting the better equipment and then they're really dangerous for submarines. So what I can kill today I must fear tomorrow. Good. Not much more here to see. And in China, the Mongolian front is I still moving. I took Urumqi, so I used cavalry to walk this over the mountain pass, take this last base, and I try to catch up with my division and my HQ. This running away forces. Maybe can catch them in Vasu. Then maybe end this story and then I can return to source. But not much more here in the Mongolia. Here the same, I'm still moving slowly on these forces. I try to kill this. If there are really only 100 troops left and maybe my air force can get rid of these forces, then I don't must attack here. But it looks like that Jochen is bringing in more forces to the east, so maybe he won't have here some first line or first defense trigger event that he know how strong is my forces coming. We will see how this plays out. I will use simply my air force to bomb everything what is in open terrain, because this is much easier for me to create damage. Here in the source or in the center of China is no big movement. I try to regroup my units and create here a new active front with enough fighting power, but at least over 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 attack value is needed. If this is not possible, maybe I shift to the source. But I will see how Jochen play here in the source now. I still must rebuild my broken division in Canton. This needs a little longer. You can see ABC company is now at 70%. But half is still broken. So 1/3 is ready, 1/3 is disabled, and 1/3 need replacement. Burma is no activity because I don't attack, Jochen don't attack, so this is all this Thailand force, Burma force is inactive. It's for me fine. Here are the British Dutch submarines trying to intercept me, but was not able. So I bring here some construction unit and base forces so that I can operate here later out of the bank. Some sub hunter units and scout planes like this. Nothing more here. The last moments of Java happen soon, so my tank forces arrive in this hex, so maybe I can clean up this base or this 2 units in the next 2-3 turns latest. The same here. So that maybe at 20th of February I can maybe have all my units on Bandung. And then we will see how fast I can get rid of this bastion in the mountains. It's triple defensive hex, so there's no better position in all of Java to hold a line. But they are only Dutch forces, and I have here roughly nearly 3000 attack value. So we will see if Jochen can hold it. I took this this oil field without any damage. Simply, if there's no units fighting, then you probably take over every installation without damage, risk on potential risk of that something gets damaged. I unloading here my paratroopers. They're still ready and preparing. And then if all is done, if the second regiment is coming here. Oh no, these are the patrol ships. They're still a little more far away. Where they are? Ah, here. Oh, these are the tankers. Or maybe they're already in the port. Ah yeah, they're already in port, but they are unloading now. So maybe 1 or 2 more turns, then I can try to make this airborne attack on Tarakan. Nothing else. I drive here 1 unit to pick up the southern Luzon Island bases. At the same time, more and more units arriving in Manila. Once they arrive in Manila, I can let them rest 1 or 2 turns, and then they going to Mindanao, clean up Mindanao. And it's all. But nothing really special happened here. I bring out my carrier. I think I have the... Here you is here. I must go to Luganville, but I was on the way, so I say, okay, let's try here. I bring the carrier here in shallow water to attract some submarines. At the same time, I have here a heavy fighter escort, and I was hoping that maybe this trigger some navy attack from Jochen's bombers here, and then I can shoot them over the sea maybe, and kill most of them and reduce the threat of this navy base. But Jochen is very passive and don't take this battle, and so if he don't want to come out, then I have to go source. I cannot do this for too long time. This is it was a surprise. It was a hope that I can trigger a navy attack in favor of my own forces. But if this is not possible, then maybe I pick up here some of these local cargo ships and then slowly going to Luganville to prepare air cover. At the same time, I must prepare here some new base or convoy route to bring a base force to Luganville, because in the long run I need a base force and engineers and flag to really protect the base. The carriers can only do this temporary. Yeah. Anything else? 3 carriers are still here. But the repair ships are next turn. I have most of my carriers done. Only 1 carrier is little longer. But it's I fix this system damage and then I can change to repair ship, because the repair ship is busy with other stuff just now. Okay. Anything else? The supply situation is okay. I would say I still have here some supplies I must keep in truck. I have maybe 50,000-60,000 fuel I can bring to Rabaul. Rabaul is a little low on fuel just now. Supplies is just barely enough. And then I might normally bring more stuff forward in Tulagi. Tulagi have enough supplies to build, so I built up this base non-stop. But I was not able to really bring fuel here inside. Up to now I always bring AOs to the base. and then I will simply transfer the fuel for my AOs directly to the units. I don't use the fuel capacity of the base so far. It's also related because the port capacity is still too small to really unload and handle here a lot of cargo. And once Tulagi is done, I must do the same normally with Luganville and to some extent also Dunedin. That I have this chain of bases that they can support each other. Good. Yeah, I think this is there was not so much activity here today. Maybe a short look on my ships are coming slowly here to Singapore. I'm a little low on fuel, but I think it's now possible. Maybe next turn I arrive already in Singapore and then I can disband this task force and fix all this damage. But it looks like that the last threat was the submarines here, but they also was not able to intercept me. So I bring all these units back. This was the heroes, they sunk the Enterprise. But they have also a little damage. And my mini submarines are now returning also back to Singapore. This was the last 3-1 I keep here. Was hoping to maybe do something, but you can see they have no real damage. But they also not was able to intercept here something. So this is the two guys, they have the damage. This is a 20-pound bomb, so 10 kilogram. And this is a 500-pound bomb, 250 kilogram bomb. This is really impact. You can see high system damage, but the rest is acceptable. So even a Japanese submarine can survive this. I must only go back, make here some emergency repair, and then go maybe to Singapore. And one last information maybe. In 6 days, but I think because I pushed this carrier maybe already in 5 days, I have the Unio. This will give me 50 aircraft capacity carrier back. And this carrier will together go with Akagi to return to Singapore. And then I have here 2 more light carriers. So then I have here 4 carriers again. And this is still weaker than the American carrier division. But I don't want really move my first carrier division from Rabaul to India Ocean. This consumes a lot of fuel, needs time. And if I know now that the Americans are all in India Ocean, then I maybe must play a little more passive in India Ocean, but I can be more aggressive in the Pacific. And yeah, I still must find a possible outcome, an event where I can really cripple the American cruiser formation. I maybe cripple 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, but I think there are maybe a dozen more. So I can, if I can take 3, 4 more cruisers out of Jochen's Pacific fleet, I will feel better. Let's say this. Good. Thank you all. Take care. Bye bye.